Ladies and gentlemen, on this rally from $74,000, we first faced resistance at around $96,000, where we faced the POC on the volume profile as a major resistance zone. We conquered that level in about a week, and now we are facing our second significant resistance level at the $112,000 mark, which is where Bitcoin actually made its all-time high. Where does this resistance come from? Well, it goes backwards a lot further than most people will expect. If we go to the 1 week chart, and we draw a line, a diagonal line from these two highs over here, you can see a diagonal resistance zone clearly forming there with 3 retests. So there is clearly a resistance at 112,000. That's not a coincidence, but even to prove further that it's not a coincidence, you can see that line actually comes right back to around 2017 at the all-time high in 2017. We are facing on Bitcoin an 8-year-old resistance zone coming from 2017 and cutting through the 2021 all-time highs as well. A very significant hurdle for Bitcoin to conquer. But if it does conquer this hurdle, you can imagine we will explode to the upside. So it's a big, big moment for Bitcoin. Well, in this big moment, we have many major things happening on the short-term charts. Now, I do expect that Bitcoin will take this resistance. I do expect that Bitcoin will break out. But whether we see a short-term correction first is the question. And at this point in time, we have a very, very, very major decision, a major crossroads being presented and presenting itself on the 4-hourly chart on Bitcoin, on the 12-hourly chart on Bitcoin, on the Ethereum 4-hour chart, on the total 3 cryptocurrency market cap daily chart, on the DXY, and on the USDT dominance chart. I'm going to explain what that crossroad is. I'm going to explain when we will see a decision buy and how significant this will be. So a bit of a mouthful of an introduction, but overall, we have a big moment on Bitcoin. We're facing a huge resistance level, and we might see a short-term correction before we conquer it. What does that look like? Let's take a look. Before we get into it today, guys, we have an exchange here that has never been hacked before in 3.5 years of being on the market. That is global non-KYC. You can sign up from anywhere in the world and use this exchange without a VPN. And furthermore, with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life, as well as $8,000 plus USDT in trading rewards added to your account as trading bonuses for signing up with my referral link down below. This is big stuff here. It's an excellent deal. I reached out to them for partnership. They did not reach out to me. I don't get paid by them. The only thing I get is a referral link. And if you want all those things I just mentioned, which you should, trust me, I've done the scouting of the market, you can use my link down below to sign up. It takes 30 seconds and you'll get those rewards and bonuses and you'll help out the channel. I appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the content. Right, so as mentioned in the introduction, we have a very big resistance line we are facing right now on Bitcoin, but we also have a very big support line that we have on Bitcoin forming our macro range. If we zoom into the daily chart, we can see that macro range, which I've discussed endlessly on this YouTube channel, by the way. You're probably sick of hearing it by now, but it is worth discussing. That macro range sits currently between around $94,000, maybe $93,000 if I drew it correctly, and around $113,000. It's between these two yellow lines here. We had a brief fake out, but we're back within it right now, okay? Now, it's very regular for the market and for markets in general and for assets in general after seeing a big break to the upside to see a correction before continuing that move to the upside. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we did see that just without the context. But with the context, and what is that context? Well, the context is, if we zoom into the 4-hourly chart on Bitcoin, we see Bitcoin is on the edge of making a decision. It's on the edge of deciding whether it's going to continue to the upside and break out, or whether it's going to see that correction. We can see that on the 4-hourly chart RSI. You can see a triangle formation forming on this RSI chart with a double retest of support indicating some degree of weakness. All we need to see is that breakdown and then that correction is confirmed. The same thing can be said about the 12-hourly chart. Again, retesting that support line on the 12-hourly chart for the 4th consecutive time. Again, all we need to see is that breakdown and that correction will occur. Again, Ethereum, if we're just going through the examples here, Ethereum is a major support from the bull market support band a little bit below. But if we look at the 4-hourly chart RSI, just like Bitcoin, it's being retested for the 3rd consecutive time, clamping into that bull market support band in a triangle type structure. If we break down, that correction is confirmed. The total 3 cryptocurrency market cap forming a massive cup formation looking to break to the upside, but at the same time retesting the 200-day SMA, the 200-day simple moving average, which is found as support and relied on as support for 7 consecutive days. All we need to do is break down from that, and that correction is confirmed. The DXY, a reverse correlated chart, the Bitcoin, a chart that goes when Bitcoin goes upwards, this goes downwards, generally speaking. It is retesting major support. If it bounces here, we will see that Bitcoin correction. The same deal with the USDT dominance chart without going into explanations too deeply. If it bounces here on this major support zone and the red lines here, we will see a Bitcoin pullback. Now, the other side of that coin, of course, is that if we bounce from the 4-hourly chart RSI line, we bounce on Bitcoin and we continue upwards. 12-hourly chart, same story. Ethereum, same story. Total 3, if we bounce here on the 200, we see a breakout, a major neckline breakout and surge to the upside. DXY, exact same thing. If we break down here, we see a massive surge on Bitcoin. USDT dominance chart, if we break down here, we see a massive surge on Bitcoin as well. So I know that was a very rudimentary explanation of the situation here, but my whole point that I'm making is that we are on the cusp of making a decision, and that decision will likely be made within 2 or 3 days. We're going to know, in my view, whether we will see that healthy pullback on Bitcoin. I don't think it will be unhealthy. I think if we do correct, it will be decent, it will be good. Whether we see that healthy pullback or not, whether we see that pullback or whether we go back upwards to retest the highs again and potentially break out, we will know within 2 to 3 days, maybe 4 days at the most. So a decision is coming, and buckle up. And I suppose we are justified in going further into this analysis and saying, well, what would happen if we did pull back? Where would we go? Well, I think there's a few ways we can look at that. We can look at it from a structural basis. One of the reasons I'm not concerned about Bitcoin pulling back is because I do believe that Bitcoin is possibly seeing a massive inverted head and shoulders pattern, okay, with the neckline looking something like that. And therefore, if we did pull back, we'd simply be pulling back quite gradually to form that right shoulder to something like 96,000, which is where the POC on the volume profile was, or 93,000, which is where our uptrending support level was for this macro range. And from there, we'd probably bounce and break to the upside anyway. I also know that Bitcoin is in a bull market, and after such a significant collapse with a double top from all-time highs, if Bitcoin was going to break into a bear market preemptively and break the cycle, I think it would have probably happened there. So I do actually think that Bitcoin is in a very secure position on the macro. I do think we're probably going to follow the 4-year cycle until the end of the year. And for that reason, I'm not particularly concerned about Bitcoin seeing a pullback. I do think a pullback would be pretty healthy if it did occur. And again, it'd probably take us to around 93,000, maybe 96,000 if we're lucky. But I really want to emphasize what I said at the start of the video. We haven't seen that decision yet. We don't really know if we're going to see a pullback yet. Again, if we did, it would be healthy. But overall, I think the scale of the breakout that could be to come is very much worth pondering on for a second. Bitcoin is up against a line that is held as resistance from cycle to cycle, right, for 8 consecutive years. A breakout of this line would be absolutely enormous and would trigger a very, very bullish last leg and last 6 months, 5 months, 6 months of this cycle. So when we see it, you better buckle up. Really not too much else to say in this video, not too much developments in the price action so far. I'm just highlighting some of the short-term things you should be watching to confirm a short-term pullback or not. And of course, if we do see developments there, I will update you. I think I'll be doing a Q&A video tomorrow because I'm kind of out of content here in this price range unless something big happens. So feel free to go over to my community post section and drop a question under the poll I will post, or under the post I will post, I should say. I'll ask any question about the market and I'll answer it in the next video. So go ahead and do that. Maybe I'll drop that post about 2 hours after this video releases just to give the algorithm some time to favor this video. Our Q&A videos are always very insightful, so keep an eye out. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, the usual stuff. And also check out the Bitunix Exchange. Now, I'll go to the homepage just to show you here. This is a global non-KYC exchange. It says it right there, global non-KYC. You can sign up from literally anywhere in the world as per the word global with no VPN. Okay, exceptionally good in this market environment with the regulations around currently. There's not many exchanges like that anymore. On top of that, it's never been hacked before. It's got all the trading pairs that you would expect from a major exchange. And it's very low in trading fees, matching the competition, right? With my referral link down below though, if you sign up with that link down below in the pinned comment or the description, my referral link, you will get a further 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life, making this even cheaper than the competition and including all of those bonuses, all of those features as mentioned at the start of this ad. $8,000 in trading rewards available if you register with that referral link. You can see it right there on the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and sign up with that link down below. Appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.